Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Risk of Rain 2, where today, Monsoon Madness brings us to the Mercenary, and honestly, I'm more than a little concerned. I think we're going to stick with Rising Thunder over Whirlwind, just because I think we need the mobility. And then, I'm very torn about Slicing Winds versus Eviscerate. I think that they both have a lot of really nice aspects. Obviously, Eviscerate as a panic button is phenomenal, and it can, like, if you get a cloud of wisps together and then you eviscerate at them, it'll just kill them all most of the time. Slicing Winds I like as a ranged attack that can apply Expose, which I think is a pretty powerful debuff. But the safety that is offered by Eviscerate might be too great to turn down. I mean, this is a lot of damage. So's this. We're going to take Eviscerate. We're going to try Eviscerate for this first run, and then if we die horribly, we can come back and try it the other way. So I did not end up doing a Lunar Coin farm. I did play a little bit last night, because I'm like, the losses are starting to shake me, and I'm just trying to feel like I know what I'm doing again. So I think we're like 1 or 2 Lunar Coins above where we were at the end of the last session, and hopefully we won't, part of the Lunar Coin spending that we've been seeing is just me, like, doing goofy stuff, and it definitely has been me doing goofy stuff, like, when playing with friends. I do not need to spend coins at this rate. Oh, you're killing me. Come on. Alright, you guys. Really? Neither one of them? There we go. Also, the double jump really does not give you the height that you would expect. It is certainly not 2 jumps worth of height. Alright, well, that's not a terrible item. Okay, let's take a quick look for the Newt altar, which I probably could have done easily from back there. Okay. No altar right here. There's our exit, so we've got a bunch of enemies coming up behind us. Well, I really thought it was more than this, based on all the chittering noises, I do wish that the rising attack was a little bit more reliable as a, I don't remember what it's called. The thing from Devil May Cry that is that move. Because the whole purpose of it in Devil May Cry is to lift the enemy up and then follow you up next to them so that you can air combo them. Here, it doesn't really work because enemies do not lift a consistent height. It is nice how frequently it's available, though, and it does a lot of damage. Let's try to grab some items real fast and then hit that teleporter. I don't think we really want to print Cautious Slugs. So, I was thinking a little bit last night about, like, what is actually the time that we want to pull per level here? And obviously it's not quite as simple as time per level, because there's an amount of time that we want to be at before we loop, but obviously it's a little more complicated than that, because some levels are going to be worth spending more time on. But I think it's probably somewhere around 4-ish minutes. We're going to dip out here real quick to see if the Newt altar has spawned in this position. And that's probably like 4 to 4.5-ish minutes for you to leave the level, not the time for you to press the button. I'll take a tougher times. Alright, we're gonna just bail past these guys. We're gonna go hit the teleporter, and then they'll all come out and fight us eventually. Just based on, like, the time I feel comfortable with looping on a normal run, and, backfilling from there via the scaling factor and stuff. And of course it's the Vagrant. Goes without saying, why wouldn't it be Vagrant? Alright, managed to cut that guy down. Now, obviously, I'd feel a little bit better if we had If we had some more health stuff. The meat is certainly helpful. Oh, I'm going to die. Alright, we gotta get down here and kill some enemies. Gotta get some regen. Yeah, I got everything on cooldown at the same time. That's not how you're supposed to do that. Okay, let's give it one more try. I do feel like the Vagrant is the worst boss for us to have to face with the last, like, 3 or 4 characters we've played, and it's also the only one that we have faced. It's frustrating that there is a first stage boss that is basically impossible to fight with melee characters. If you're gonna put something like that in the game, at least put it a little deeper in so that there's a chance you will have some items when you go up against it. Alright, that guy is guarding one of those little pillbox things. We need money. Surrender your money. Okay. Let's try to get some items. Let's hope for some decent stuff. Jesus. It should probably not be possible for there to be this number of wisps alive at the same time. Again, it's just like it feels a little bit like you are being kicked for having chosen one of the many melee characters. Really? That feels kind of crappy, right? That we just stop dead right in front of it without making contact. Okay, let's try to find some stuff to spend all this money on. Also, is the Newt altar in this up position up here? Oh, actually, it looks like I'm not even thinking of the right version of this level. Oh, right, my thing is on cooldown because the cooldown on the shift ability is like an hour. This is why you need to hit your exposes. Alright, give me something really good. You know, honestly, that could be worse. So I think we probably... I think the Newt altar can spawn up there. Let's loop up there, and then if it's not up there, we need to hit the button and get going. We can actually use this to tell if it's up there. It is not. Okay. Well, let's hit the button and then we'll run around and loot afterward. Alright, you know, a Beetle Mother is definitely dangerous in its own ways, but I feel more confident that we will actually be able to deal damage to it a pretty significant percentage of the time. And you get to actually, like, do the exposes. Try to stay off the ground a little bit. See, this is just way more doable. Come here, you. I do like the fact that apparently the exposed debuff is permanent. I didn't realize that it effectively didn't have a duration. I think it might have a duration, but if it does, the duration is so long that it's irrelevant. I thought it was going to be low enough to pick him up with the upslash there. Okay, this could be all right for us. We do have a unique debuff. If we can find some of the common debuff items. And then also, you know, with the Eviscerate, we are pretty good with either one of our R skills, really. But we are pretty good at applying debuffs. Okay, let's go grab some stuff as quickly as we can. Wow, all the way in that corner. I wonder if that's a Newt altar, actually. That's not even a thing. That's a, what do you call it? A turret. We are not going to spend money on the turret. You know what? Medkit over tougher times might be wrong, but it's definitely consistent. We know what to expect from a medkit. Tougher times can be tough to predict. Alright, I will go ahead and turn on this one, because we're not gonna be able to spend out anyway. So we may as well on ones that we're just running past. Alright, one more pass of this thing. There's a bunch of stuff over there. Yep, okay, so it's going to be like 15 minutes of normal enemy scaling by the time we leave this. Okay, gun drone's good, though. Gun drone's definitely worth having. Printers and stuff. Honestly, there's a lot of other equipment I would rather have. Okay, I actually really like Goreg's Opus, and especially on a character like this, who wants to do combos, who has a thing that he needs to hit multiple times to apply. I think this is a really good pull. And we gotta get the hell out of here. So, 150% enemy scaling has us well over 10 minutes worth of scaling. If we were leaving the first stage at 10 minutes in normal mode, I would feel terrible. And so I feel terrible. We have 4 items. It's just... man, it's just tough. Monsoon is tough when you're not the loader, when you don't have all of the massive advantages that the loader has. It turns out the hard mode's hard. Okay, I'm pretty sure that we can get that that Newt altar. And we're gonna need the speed boost really bad, or the strength boost rather. Okay, Deathmark Printer is none value, actual 0 value. Okay, I'll just let the turret finish him off. Did the turret take my XP? Is that a thing? Do the turrets steal the XP for kills that they get? Jesus. Those are so expensive. Alright, I mean, we're just looking for the exit, right? There is no universe where it is a good idea for us to stick around at this point. It's tough, though. If you are moving fast to try to keep the enemies from scaling, and at the same time you are keeping yourself from scaling, the enemies are definitely getting an advantage, because you're getting bad scaling, and they're getting bad scaling times 1.5. I don't really know how to resolve this. Like, it kind of seems like if you get behind, you're just doomed. There's no way to fix it. Jesus, even more of these guys spawning, really? That's a big problem. Alright. let's grab the missile drone and hit the button. My health is in a bad spot, but at the same time, I don't really have a way of fixing that, so... Oh my god, it is so hard to get enemies to die. I mean, Gorg's Opus is awesome, though. It's very, very good for us. I just never stop being invincible and or airborne. But mostly invincible, because actually most enemies that are dangerous can totally kill you while you're airborne. That's part of the reason that, like, the ion surge and then float gimmick for the artificer isn't really, like, interesting. Almost everything that you're scared of can kill you while you're in the air anyway, right? Like brass contraptions, clouds of imps. That worked out pretty well, though. Where does my boss drop? It is an infusion. You know, an infusion's pretty good. Damn it. It's really hard to follow things up in the air. Alright. I'm going to do, perhaps inadvisably, do one more hit on this, and then we're going to very quickly scan this area. We made up some time here. Focus crystal's not bad. Although, that said, being able to get places quickly is at least as important. Okay, pretty bad, pretty bad. I do feel like we're getting a little bit of rough handling from the game on the items, though. Like, I guess if we could find a tri-tip dagger, we'd be 75% of the way to death marks. That's not a bad item. Alright, I think we better go hit it. I would love to spend more money, but, like, we do not have time. Unless, is there a chest like right over here? There is totally not. Okay. We do not have enough health to activate that again. Yeah, that's rough. We've had a rough go of it. Depending on the items we get out of the void fields, we could end up feeling pretty caught up here, though. So let's see. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to trading my white quality items for a decent green. We do not have access to a decent green. And I would not trade my greens for a red. I also don't think I want any of this stuff. And we don't have Aurelionite, so let's just go do the thing. See you later, Newt. Now, obviously, melee characters sometimes have problems with this thing, especially if you're low on items. And I do think I would count us as being low on items, in that we're low on items that, like, have much of an effect. But the Mercenary can be very hard to kill. As we just saw with that second boss fight, where we were vastly, horrifically outnumbered. The Mercenary can be very hard to kill, even when he is real outgunned. So there are some things that could spawn here that would give us fits, but I think we might be okay. Alloy vultures are not great, certainly. And with us having no... Oh, man, really? Really? Fire Elite? That's how we're doing this? Damn it. I mean, listen, I would love to kill this Fire Elite for reasons beyond this Fire Elite being dead. Really? Guy, come on. I'm getting absolutely torn apart by these crappy vultures showing up and eating the Eviscerate hits. Alright, that's a fair amount of XP and a fair amount of money that will turn into XP. Also remember, the medkit, the fact that we have a medkit gives us some options around healing. We can, whenever we are feeling injured, step outside of the zone for a tick, and then the medkit heal will give us considerably more health back than we lost. Okay, it's right up there. That's not too bad. Also, we have the ablative plating and stuff. Like, we're basically void-proof. Okay, Sticky Bomb could be bad news. I feel a little bit like I'm being mocked. Just a tiny little bit. Chop, 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 chop. Never stop chopping. There we go. You know, just like, what if we started a round without a Fire Elite? What would that be like, do you think? Yeah, I think taking Eviscerate was probably the right call. Gonna get us a little bit of medkit healing here. Alright, well, the bustling fungus is pretty bad, obviously. Sort of the opposite of our whole deal. Give me one more. Ah. Never mind, apparently. Well, hopefully we can scrap and print this bustling fungus into some kind of real item after we finish here. Ooh, I do not like... that was a misclick, by the way. That's not at all a button I meant to press. I do not much like imps plus sticky bombs. I think that has a potential to go real sideways for us. So I wish we could, I wish we could choose to short the dash somehow. Most of the time, I don't actually want to go the full distance. In fact, I feel like I basically never want to go the full distance on that. Damn it. Having the same problem with these guys that I did with Acrid, where it's just like, it's really hard to get the critical hit of your combo on them. One tick, and let it heal, and one tick. Okay, there we go. Okay, attack speed's pretty good. Also, you gotta love the mobility. I think this is faster than using the fungus. Personal shield generator is not too bad. Oops, a little bit of a miss there. I do love the Topaz Brooch. I feel very, very good about having a Topaz Brooch right now. It does feel a little bit like playing Devil May Cry, just like a tiny bit. And if you know my predilections in action games, there's almost no higher compliment I can give. Alright, that's pretty good. Just trying to stock up for the journey ahead. Also, I don't actually see where we're going. Oh, there it is. It's the one that's just down here, right? No? Okay, there it is. Okay. The fungus might be faster. It's definitely close. Alright, bison, probably not a big deal. We'll have enough warning whenever a bison's trying to come in on us that we're pretty unlikely to get sticky bombed by them. All of the enemies waiting until they can group up and come at me all at once. Again, a level of coordination that, frankly, I'm just not comfortable seeing from my enemies. Okay, we can dodge the sticky bombs by being in the eviscerate while they go off, which actually helps a ton. That poor bison, he had almost gotten to a position to actually participate in the game a little bit. I think that's the one that's down below. Yeah. Alright. Okay, stealth kit does not matter at all. That is a nothing item. Yeah, man, I really love how long range the third strike in the combo is. Should probably be a little bit more careful with that. I can see that going wrong. Boy, the bison don't move at all when you do the lift. You know, I said the bison weren't going to be a problem at all in the sense that, like, I don't think we're going to take much damage from them, but I kind of underestimated the degree to which they are also not going to take any damage from us. Okay, a leeching seed seems like it's probably going to be pretty great, actually. Ah. It's tough to know how much you'll be able to apply a leeching seed, though. Ooh, breast contraptions are really bad news. And there's still so much time left to go. I can see this turning ugly. Well, if they're not going to come over here, there's not a lot we can do, unfortunately. Ow. Okay, just did that to dodge the bomb. Yeah, this thing where there's an infinite number of enemies who won't come anywhere near us and who we can't actually fight, that's definitely bad. Ah, damn it. I just barely didn't have my cooldown up fast enough to dodge the bomb on that one. Okay, that one got a bit ugly. Alright, a Hopu Feather is pretty much nothing. That's just like a blank item. Because really, we will rarely on this guy need the extra mobility. Okay, I hate this. This one that's just out in the total open. This is going to be a position where we are going to get brass contraptioned all to hell and back. Okay, predatory instincts is enough an item though. They effectively didn't get a thing here, which is pretty great. Okay, I'm going to say with some confidence here, I am not good enough at this game to play this guy on Monsoon without Eviscerate. I think it would be a bloodbath. I really, really, really value that invincibility, I'm realizing. Well, that guy just took off. He is out of here. Whew. It's a little intense. It's a tiny bit intense. Okay, last one. So, it is very often the case, and it is definitely the case here, that if they pull Tesla Coil, we just lose. So that feels bad. We'll just hope that they get almost anything else, honestly. If you're up on one of the bluffs and the enemies pull Tesla Coil, you might be okay because the enemies who can get to you might stay far enough away, like contraptions and whatnot. Okay, and Aegis is nothing for them. They really do not get a benefit from that. So this is only going to be approximately as difficult as the one we just did. No big deal, right? Like this. He's hovering like just outside of the range where it would be reasonable for us to go out there and try to fight him. You know, the Will-o'-the-Wisp is actually very helpful, though. Oh god. Please let it end. Alright, I really need to not get hit again. Okay, whew. Sentient Meat Hook could be really good for us, actually. Because it will tend to be the case that it's going to pull enemies toward us, right? Because most of the things we're hitting are adjacent to us. So it'll pull enemies in together for big uppercuts or what do you call it? Big uppercuts or like third strikes from our combo. That's probably a pretty good item. There are going to be situations where it could kill us, especially for like if it ends up pulling a fire elite toward us under basically any circumstances. That could be really, really bad, but on the whole, I'm not too upset about that. Speaking of fire elite... Oh, he's just dead. I'm definitely feeling a little bit better about our damage. How much are these? 129? Okay. Unfortunately, we really, I don't think, cannot afford to sit around and try to earn our way to stuff. But we know all that stuff is back there. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think we're just going to hit this right now. What is this? 129. That's just a small chest, probably. Yeah, I really like Gorag's Opus. It seems to be pretty good for us. Oh, I got frozen. Apparently I accidentally killed an Ice Elite, which seems like an okay outcome, honestly. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that quite a bit, actually. Yep, and that's a really great example of the magic of the sentient meat hook there. Oh, I thought that was a lunar coin. Yeah, this... I feel like this boss item is really kind of disproportionately powerful among items in that it opens up an entire additional playstyle by itself. And it just happens to be like a really good additional playstyle. There's basically no item I am more happy to see than this one. And particularly with a melee character like this, where there are some situations where it's just not going to be safe for you to play the game in the traditional way. Alright, fire's pretty good. So if we can pick up a dagger, we have 4 debuffs. We are in Deathmark territory, although only when we can kill stuff. That said, like, really, the only boss fight where you're concerned you're not going to be able to kill stuff is Mithrix, and we're not going to Mithrix, so... probably it's pretty okay. Alright, do we see a lot of... yeah, there's a chest right there. Okay. Give me things. Well, okay. Should have been more specific. That's on me. Boy, it really doesn't feel like there are all that many chests on this level, does it? They are sparse. Alright, I'm not heartbroken about second medkit. That's fine. Okay, we can probably buy out on this. Absolutely not. Alright, that's good enough. Now, if we just get a couple more goat hoofs to go with our running as offense strategy, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So, we're getting out of stage 3 on 17 minutes. That's pretty far off of the times I was talking about. You know what? Let's go this... okay, never mind. The tunnel's not even open. I was just going to say, so that we don't have to worry about going through the tunnel again later. We'll see what's in here. Obviously, I would love to pull from the red chest here, so I guess let's go down to it and see how expensive it'll be. Great example of one of those situations where it's like really not safe to engage in a traditional fashion. Yep, see? Look how bad that was. Look at how bad it is that I did that. I hear a magworm. Alright, let's run around near him until we destroy him accidentally with our flying skulls. I would really love to kill this imp. Okay, well I got him a little bit. By the time we've killed the magmaworm, I bet we'll be really close to the amount we need for the red chest. That feels pretty good. Just popping the Gorag's Opus and just going nuts on a bunch of guys. Feels powerful. Is the Magma Worm still around? I can't even tell. Okay, well, I guess let's just run over here and check the chest. Oh yeah, it must still be alive. It came back. It does feel like the Magma Worm panics and runs away whenever you start dealing good damage to it. Then you have to go back and find it somewhere else. This is 3152. Okay. It's a lot. Too many fire elites. Just so many fire elites. It feels very unsafe. Yeah, I mean, we're taking a lot of damage. Okay. Now he's dead. I think that was his death animation. And honestly, we're not as close to being able to buy that box as I thought we were going to be. I mean, we can't really afford to buy anything else. Definitely want to be patient. Man, having this boss item makes it so much less annoying to fight wisps, or to fight imps rather. Hey Espy, what do you think it would be like if you remembered what even a single thing in the game was called? And the answer is I don't know. There's no way for anyone to ever know what that would be like. It will not happen. Okay, there we go. Let's go get a... I was about to call it a free red item. Let's go get a very expensive red item. It's... okay. The Wake of Vultures can be very powerful. So there's lots of other chests here, but I kind of think we just hit the button. We'll open stuff after we fight the boss. $472. Okay. I would not mind another missile drone. Also, I love how spooky the noises are. This boss item makes your run just be absolutely filled with real goofy, spooky ghost noises, and it's very difficult for me to be upset about that. Okay, we're getting some decent damage out here. Oh, I forgot! His basic attack has Agile. We don't even have to stop running. I hate these guys so much. Way more than I hate the Magma Worm. And then we ran. Nope. No, we didn't. Man, even when you're, like, invincible for 80% of the fight, these random hermit crab shots while I'm in midair. I mean, I guess, like, we're invincible a lot, but we're also spending a lot of time in the same place. So things that are constantly shooting at that spot are going to score some hits some of the time. And unfortunately, the Leeching Seed is just not... because it restores such a tiny amount of health per hit, it's not enough to sustain us through the random bits of damage that we're taking all over the place. So I think that was a combination of the Magma Worm being the most dangerous boss, because sometimes he just hits you for huge amounts of unavoidable damage, and there's nothing you can, like, do about that. And us getting a bunch of fire elites, and us being a melee character. That's just a very, very tough one. And probably it had something to do with us having gotten there so slowly. We were going to make up a reasonable amount of time on that one, but the enemies had just outscaled too much. Oof, this game is hard on Monsoon. We are not going to start another run 45 minutes into the episode, because I learned my lesson from yesterday. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I believe it is now mathematically impossible, or at least improbable, for us to get a Monsoon victory on every character in the time we have left, right? There's 6 episodes, and we have... how many characters? Counting. 9. There are 9 characters. There are 7 characters left who don't have wins, and 6 episodes in which to get them. I guess we could go super hardcore and double up, so I guess come back next time tomorrow when we win 2 Monsoon games in 1 episode. It's absolutely going to happen, and we'll see you then.